Del Distrito Escolar de Lancaster presentan Creando Familias de Paz con Brother Frank Albright. Muy buenos días, Brother Frank.
Oh, hermano Héctor, muchas gracias. Qué gran gozo saludar al pueblo de Lancaster. Y de Reading, Lebanon, New York también. Good morning, everyone. What a great pleasure it is to be with everyone here again. Each Tuesday, I look forward to this half-hour time we can spend together. This program we call The Voice of Hope, Creating Families of Peace, where we learn how to raise children who love school and are responsible without yelling or spanking. Este programa es el programa de la esperanza, donde aprendemos cómo crear niños y niñas responsables y que aman a la escuela, sin gritar, sin pegar. ¡Qué gran gozo es! Y en estos días, durante el verano, por unas semanas, yo estoy resumiendo los temas. Ya hemos tenido 40 sesiones. Gloria al Señor. Y estoy haciendo un resumen y cada vez que yo, antes de hablar un poquito del tema, yo anuncio la lección. Entonces, si te quieres llamar la estación para decir, mira, yo quiero más información de lección número tal, podemos encontrar esta lección porque yo tengo todo en escrito y podemos profundizar más sobre el tema, porque sería bueno si nos pueden llamar de vez en cuando y hacer preguntas. Y Héctor, el número de la emisora
295-7760.
Muchas gracias. I'm saying that we've been summarizing here in the summer, 2 or 3 weeks, and each week I go over 7 or 8 or 10 lessons, just a small summary, and I always give the lesson number. So if you would like to go a little deeper in a theme someday, we can have this program be more and more calling in and say, Brother Albright, I'm having this issue at home. Can you help me think creatively as to what we might do? And you wouldn't even have to give your name if you wouldn't want to. Because we're not interested in any kind of rumors or things like that. What we're interested in is that we raise our children in such a way that they love school, and when they become seniors, they receive the great message that their children have been given scholarships to go to the next level. Okay, we're going to start today with lesson number 18. Comenzamos con lección número 18. Y en esta lección, Rose Vázquez era una persona que nos visitó, una mujer de esperanza y de inspiración. En este programa entrevistamos a ella, la cual no sabía cómo leer ni escribir como adulto, hasta que tenía hijas. Ella tiene 3. Y se dio cuenta que quería ser un modelo para sus hijas en cómo entregarse a los estudios. Rose se esforzó por 3 años y más. Aprendió cómo leer y escribir y después fue a Link y ellos le ayudaron a conseguir su GED y ahora va a la universidad. Vaya Rose! Lesson number 18, several months ago, we had Rose Vázquez here, a wonderful woman of inspiration and hope. She did not know how to read or write as an adult. And, excuse me, she has 3 children, 3 beautiful girls, and she wanted to be a role model for her girls. And what a great role model she is. And she said, you know what, I need to show them how important it is to study. So she started surrounding herself with books. She got help through the program Link over there on Liberty Street. And this is a wonderful program. They helped her get tutors to learn how to read and write. Then she started the GED program. And folks, today Rose wants to enter HAC and go to the university. She wants to become a nurse. Go, Rose. Lección número 19. El poder de recibir retroalimentación positivamente. Si podamos ser modelos para nuestros hijos e hijas en cómo aceptar retroalimentación con gracia, estamos ayudándoles grandiosamente. En vez de ponernos a la defensiva cuando alguien nos da una crítica, podemos agradecerle por ver la luz y ayudarnos a ver la luz. Y dejarles saber que vamos a poner su sugerencia en consideración para mejorar nuestra vida. Podemos mejorar una relación en una amistad si estamos dispuestos a escuchar una crítica que puede ser positiva. Number 19 lesson is the power that we gain in being people who receive critiques or feedback in a positive way. If we are able to model for our children how to accept feedback in a pleasant way, we are helping them in such a great way. Instead of becoming defensive when somebody says, for example, me, Frank, do you know you're raising your voice, or do you know you're yelling? Poppy, do you know you're yelling? Oh, gently, thank you. I didn't realize that. If I receive that critique in a positive way, I am helping my children understand how to do that. So when they go to school and the teacher says, gently, would you please be quiet? Gently says, oh, thank you. I didn't realize I was talking. Yes, I will. And that way, our children do much better in school. They will do much better in jobs that they have if they thank the person for giving them the feedback, which, when it's given, sometimes might come in the form of a critique, or even maybe it might not feel so good. But if we are trained how to receive feedback in a positive way, I'm telling you, our lives will be so much more joyful. Lección número 20. ¿Cómo preparar a mis hijos para recibir bullying? Enseñando a nuestros hijos cómo tener una alta autoestima y cómo no sentir víctima. En la mayoría de las interacciones en la escuela son principios muy importantes en el desarrollo de nuestros hijos. Podemos hacer role plays con nuestros hijos para practicar situaciones donde otro alumno quiere hacer un bully a nuestro hijo, pero nuestro hijo no le deja enganchar. Y mira, voy a decirles que hay tiempos donde tenemos que enseñar a los niños a hablar con un adulto en la escuela si algo muy malo le pasa. Pero muchas veces podemos enseñar a nuestros hijos a no sentir como víctimas si alguien le hace algo como ofensivo, y enseñamos a los hijos a hablar suavemente con la persona, pero con firmeza, y no dejar que la persona le engancha a uno a través de como responder en una forma ofensiva también a la persona. Si dos personas están como ofendiendo al otro, esto sí es un conflicto grave. The lesson number 20 has to do with how do I prepare my children not to be bullied at school. And I start out by saying that I think the best way to help your child be ready to not be bullied is for your child to have a high self-esteem. If your child has a high self-esteem, then they're not going to be feeling like a victim if somebody insults them. They will either ignore them, or they'll say, hey, listen, let's not call each other names. I won't call you a name, and I prefer you don't call me a name. Let's treat each other nice, but do so with a high self-esteem and not attack back. Because if you train your children to attack back, believe you me, then your child and the bully are going to be what I would call engaged in probably a continual kind of conflict. And of course, there are times when our children need to let an adult know what's going on and receive some help. But many times, our children respond in a way when another child does something that actually makes it worse. Lección número 21. Teniendo una diferencia, debemos separar la persona del problema. Es una cosa fantástica poder amar a cada persona que tenemos aquí en esta querida familia que tenemos en este planeta. Es por eso que yo llamo a todas las personas hermanos y hermanas. Yo creo que todos hemos venido de Adán y Eva. Si creemos que no hay personas malas, solamente buenas personas con algunas malas acciones, entonces podemos disfrutar más la vida. Si personalizamos el problema y decimos, ella o él es mala persona, y el odio comienza a florecer, esto puede causar problemas muy serios en nuestras vidas, incluyendo problemas de nuestra salud, insomnio, divorcios, botar hijos de la casa, etcétera, etcétera. Mejor dicho, al personalizar el problema, causa mucha tristeza. Lesson number 21 talks about when we have a difference, let's not personalize the problem. Let's separate the person from the problem. And that all can start by us maybe changing a little bit of how we think, or maybe some of us think this way already, that all people are good people. There are no bad people. This is the reason I call people brother and sister. Brother Hector, Sister Sandra, Sister Gently, Sister Sarah. I believe we're all part of the same world family. And I believe if we all trace our roots, it goes back to Adam and Eve. If we believe that there are not bad people, just good people with bad actions, some bad actions, we can sure enjoy life a lot more. No matter what the person looks like or what language they use, if he's my brother or sister and I don't start to hate him for anything, then I really can look at the world through a different set of glasses. And the world is my playground, my workplace, my neighborhood is a great neighborhood because loving people live in my neighborhood. If we personalize any problem and we say he or she is a bad person, and we allow hate to start growing within us, that can cause us many serious problems, headaches, stomach aches, ulcers, the inability to sleep. And in the family, if we personalize the problem, it starts to cause separation, divorces. I work with many children at McCaskey whose parents tell them to get out of my house. A mother or a father who has raised this child and now is telling their creation to leave their house. And usually the words include vulgarity and words that really hurt. Let's just summarize it up in saying, if we personalize the problem and attack the person, if we make the person become the problem, we live sad lives. Lección número 22. La familia mezclada o combinada puede vivir en armonía. Uish. Cuando estamos pensando en unir familias o agregar personas a la familia, es súper importante que planeamos muy bien. Si los adultos prestan atención a todos los miembros de la familia, incluyendo cada hijo o hija que no vive en la casa, la autoestima de cada persona sube y la familia puede vivir en armonía. Cada persona debe sentir incluida, aunque vive en Colombia, Venezuela, Asia, Europa. Si es nuestro hijo o hija, queremos que esta querida persona se siente muy incluida, amada en la familia por los padres y madres. Por favor, mantengamos conexión con cada hijo e hija, aunque vive lejos, porque cada hijo e hija quiere sentir la afección y el cariño de su familia. Y escuchamos esto. Y si no lo recibe, causa grandes problemas en la sociedad. Lesson number 22. The mixed family, or the blended family, can live in harmony. When we think of uniting families, and this happens sometimes, especially if people do go to bed angry, we have a mother and a father who maybe don't have all of their children together, and they might even have children. One of them might have a child living in a different country or in a different state or in a different house here in Lancaster. Let us become blended families where every child feels paid attention to, feels loved. This will increase their self-esteem, help them get along better with the people that they live with, and they will get jobs better, they will do better in school. This family, any family who's blended, can live in harmony. And mother and father, we would hope, would be the role models in helping the family to do this. Let us please maintain connections or start up connections. I know some people who have children in other countries who call and talk to them. They have phone plans that they pay like $60 a month, and they talk every day to their children. And it's beautiful because those children, even living in another country, feel loved and know that their parents care for them. The sad thing is this: if we do not stay in touch with our children and they feel disconnected from their families and probably from other people too, it causes a huge problem in our society. And we often read about people that feel disconnected in the newspapers. Lección número 23. El botón de autocontrol. Aprendiendo cómo controlar mi enojo o otros sentimientos muy fuertes como los celos o la frustración, en vez de dejar que el enojo controla a mí mismo es algo muy importante si quiero tener una vida exitosa. Muchas veces, en vez de pensar antes de actuar, si actuamos impulsivamente, haciendo daño a nuestras relaciones, tenemos una vida amargada. Los periódicos están llenos cada día de ejemplos de personas que sufren consecuencias de actuar sin pensar. Como seres humanos, tenemos un cerebro desarrollado que nos permite reflexionar antes de hablar o actuar. No somos perros. Es bueno practicar esto en la casa con roleplays, sociodramas, con los niños, aprendiendo cómo presionar el botón de pausa cuando viene un estímulo de estrés. Si practica reflexionar antes de hablar, en la vida real podría ponerlo en la práctica. Oh, my dear friends, it's such a joy to be able to talk about these lessons that really can just make a huge difference in our lives. If we want children who love school and are responsible and become citizens in our city and country and world who love life. Lesson number 23, the button of self-control, pushing the pause button when we need to. If we learn how to control our anger and our jealousy and our frustration and other feelings that are strong, instead of letting that control us, we can have successful lives. Many times, if we act before we think, if we do something impulsively, we are hurting not only ourselves, but people who we love dearly, or people who we need. For example, bosses on our jobs, or at school. If a child acts impulsively and says something disrespectful to a teacher, that's a problem. Oftentimes there's a consequence, there's a suspension. The child falls back behind in their work. So as parents, number one, we want to be models for our children. So if I need to say to my daughter, "Excuse me, Sarah, I need a timeout. I don't want to say anything right now. Let me take a walk around the block because I'm feeling angry." I'm showing her that I can use my pause button, and then the words don't come out that could be very hurtful. It's okay, parents. It's okay to do role plays at home. Turn off all the technology and say, "Children, time to do some role plays." And then think of situations. Ask each child, "What makes you mad?" We want you to use your pause button to practice this. And then practice it at home. And again, show your children that you are willing to practice it too. We are the role models for our children. Because as human beings, we have a brain that is developed. We are not like dogs who just act out of instinct. We have a developed brain. And we are able to actually think, reflect, what should I say here that wouldn't make the problem worse that I'm in? This person just insulted me. What should I do? So we don't get involved in a big conflict. I'll finish with lesson number 24. Lección número 24. Solamente usando la boca para bendecir a otras personas. En este programa animamos a las personas a solamente usar palabras de bendición en la casa. Esto es un arte. No es fácil. Sin embargo, poco a poco se puede lograr. Escribiendo notas que dicen, solamente palabras de bendición deben salir de nuestras bocas. Uno puede colgar las notas en la cocina, el baño, el comedor, hasta cada cuarto donde duermen también. Tengamos casas de alegría. Lesson number 24. We're going to finish this with this one. The button, not the button, just using our mouth to bless people. In this program, folks, you know me, I'm trying to encourage all of us, all of you, and the people in my household too, because it's not easy. It is an art, and people can learn how to draw. People can learn how to act. People can learn how to do magic tricks. All of these are arts, and it is an art too to just, in our home, use our mouths to bless people. Please, let's learn how to do this. And if we have problems doing this, why not make ourselves some sticky notes and actually put on the sticky note, I want to use my mouth to only bless people. Only blessings should come out of our mouths. Stick the note in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the dining room, and even in each room where our children sleep. And folks, let's ask each other in the house to remind us if we are saying something that doesn't feel like a blessing. I feel so grateful to be able to share with you. And please feel free to let Brother Hector here in the radio station know if you have a question or if you'd like me to send you one of the papers. This past week I sent a paper to one wonderful young lady. She wanted the 24 hours broken down into 15 minutes. And so that's what I did for her. I sent her a paper with the 24 hours of the day broken down into 15-minute segments. So thank you very much, folks. Remember, on this radio program, we're teaching people to never go to bed angry. Recordamos que en este programa estamos animando a las personas a nunca acostarse enojados. Gracias y nos vemos la próxima semana. Vamos a escuchar Red Grammar cantando todas las personas en el coro. We're now going to listen to Red Grammar singing Everyone Has a Place in the Choir.